Wellington Rugby TV, episode 3. Ross Bondy with you, and I'm joined this afternoon by some esteemed Wellingtonians. I'll have to be very careful what I say this afternoon. Of course, the referees have come in to swamp me by numbers. Ben O'Keefe, professional referee to my left. Ryan McLean in the middle, just new to the ranks, and Ian Dallas, of course, who's been around Wellington Rugby for a few years, ID. Eternity. Ben, professional rugby referee. Give us a little bit about your background and why refereeing.
Yeah, thanks, Bondy. Look, I tried to play rugby when I was younger. I grew up in Marlborough, and my dad was a referee. And
I suppose that's a tick, one tick.
It does, it helps, because Marlborough's in the family, and I always ran the water on for him, and I guess that's when my interest sort of sparked. But he said when I was down at university, if you don't want to play anymore, you should start refereeing. And I took it up when I was down there and really haven't looked back. So that's sort of how I got into it, and I've enjoyed it ever since.
Yeah, of course, your day job, you're a doctor, and then now becoming a professional referee. Your refereeing highlights, I guess the Six Nations must be up there for you?
Oh, 100%. Like, I just 2 weeks ago I was in Cardiff doing the Six Nations of the Wales vs France.
Yep.
And so running on to a field like that, the roof was closed, there's 80,000 people yelling. It's a pretty awesome occasion. But right through my career,
very similar to the polo ground.
It is, yeah. There are a lot of people yelling then as well. So, but that's my point. Like, it's every game I'm involved in, it's pretty exciting to be part of, and I absolutely love it.
Fantastic. I'll come back to you again, Ryan. You're an interesting case study for us, I guess. Paraplim, senior rugby player, not so long ago. You're now sitting here wearing Wellington Rugby referees. What's happened? How come you've gone from out there to in here?
Well, basically, I started back at Paraplim in 2004, and right up until about this time last year, I was there the whole time, and then the body finally convinced me that couldn't handle the hits anymore. So, looking for an alternative to stay in the game, and that's where refereeing came in. So,
enjoy it?
Oh, absolutely. It's 100%. Probably only regret is I didn't do it sooner. But yeah, no, it's a great way to stay in the game and get out there and involved and don't get bruised. Nah, no one would have listened to me as a coach. So.
They never do, I can tell you. Yeah. Cool. ID, you've been around this scene a long time. What's your role now?
So I'm the chairman of the association. I've been there for 18 years now, but I'm also actively a coach. Do a little bit of refereeing if I need to, Centurions games and one or two others if someone breaks down or doesn't turn up. But most actively as a referee, coach and mentor. How
do you get into it? So if there's people out there thinking about, a bit like Ryan, maybe the body's starting to say no more, how do you get into being a referee?
So the best way to do is we've got an 0800 number, 0800 referee, just ring us. That puts us through to our referee development officer, in particular David Walsh, and from there we just tell them to come and join us. One of the things we've had is a lot of very, very young referees to date, which is although that's fantastic, it just actually causes us a bit of a problem. We've had to develop a youth policy right at this very moment, which is going to work out how we're going to work around with those very young referees, because we're not a babysitting service, we're a voluntary organisation, don't have a lot of resources to look after these people, so we're going to have to work out how we're going to manage that going forward.
What about if you haven't been in the game before? So if you're not an ex-player or you haven't grown up in the game, what if I'm coming along and I'm not really a rugby person? What happens?
It's not a problem. These days, one of the different from when I started refereeing, no video. We've got so many video clips today to teach people about the game and get them understanding.
He's in my living room every weekend. It's not a bad thing, though.
Let alone a lot of people would have watched game with their parents or friends anyway, so they tend to know what a forward pass and a knock on is. And that's all really what they need to do to start, and then get involved. And it's like Ryan, we call it the best seat in the house. It's a lot of fun, and whether you're dealing with under 13 or Saturday morning junior rugby, or we develop them through, you just learn the game if you don't currently know it. So it's not a problem.
Ryan, back to you. How's the support? So you as a new referee coming in, I guess a lot of people are a bit like the old cricket umpire and they get out there a little bit scared. How's the support network from these guys? You be quiet from it.
No, it's been great. I was in the position where I came in and actually knew quite a few of the referees just from playing, but the support's been great. I've had someone at most of my games and coaching me through and offering advice on the sideline. So yeah, support's been awesome. So.
Super Rugby for you this weekend. Where are you off to?
So I'm flying to Canberra tomorrow. I'm doing the Brumbies versus the Reds, so a big Australian derby. I've done 2 New Zealand derbies so far this season, so it'll be interesting just the change in that. With that comes new challenges, and I'm looking forward to it.
Layman's perspective, watching the games, stadium and on TV, it seems a lot faster this year.
Definitely is. So there's new laws that come
Yep.
into the game that I think have helped that. So teams have practiced all pre-season to basically get on side and also the tackler to be out of the tackle zone. So that just means the ball can be recycled quicker, and it just means that I'm running a bit faster and having to keep up with play a bit.
No golf, eh?
No more
No
golf. No.
Okay, fair enough. Highlight of your refereeing career?
Ooh, that's a good question. Just refereeing 75 games of Premier Rugby.
Yep.
I started late. I was 36 when I started. Didn't get into Prems until probably I was in my early 40s. You got held back in those days. There's no fast tracking these young guys get today. And just refereeing all those games and getting the respect from the players was my aim, and I think I achieved that. So that's my highlight.
Ryan, you're nearly a year into it.
I
Give us a highlight.
was lucky enough to do the under 15 Division A final last year, so that was a pretty cool thing to do in my first year.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about you?
I reckon one highlight for me is last year I refereed at Twickenham, so one of the biggest stages in rugby, and it was England versus Australia.
Nice.
So for me as a New Zealand referee, that was pretty special.
Right, you don't get off the hook that easy, you boys. Swindale Shield round 4 this week. We'll start. I'm going to roll along. You're allowed to make a prediction. There's no gold watches changing hands here, of course. Johnsonville, Wainuiomata, Helston Park.
So look, Wainuiomata, they were my first club team that I refereed when I came to Wellington, so I'm pretty biased towards them. But
We're in green and black too.
green and black, yeah. But Johnsonville at home are pretty hard to beat, so I'm going to sit on the fence for that one. It's going to be a close game.
Just sit on the fence. Thanks for that. That's really good. Right, Marison Pats, Paraplum. Marison Pats by plenty at Evans Bay Park, Ryan.
Yeah, my head probably says MSP, but with my heart I'll go Paraplum 13 plus.
Beg your pardon? What did you say? 13 plus, right, eh? Good.
Positive.
Yes. Old Boys University Upper Heart Rams at Nenville. ID.
I watched OB last week and I saw their start. I think they're coming on song, so I would be going for them for 13 plus.
Nice. Oriental Rongotai Avalon. The Wolves are going okay, but that might be a little bit tough at the polo ground.
Yeah, the polo ground's not too bad. It's not wet yet, so I think there's going to be some good running rugby that weekend, and Orioles are pretty good when they spread the ball out wide, so I'd say they'll be up in that game.
One of the games of the round, I reckon, for me, this week, Petone Tawa, right?
Yeah, no, I've seen both those teams play this year from the sideline, so I think it's going to be pretty close and might just come down to home advantage, so it might just be Petone in that one.
Home of the rugby, Kilburney Park, Norths and Paniki.
Well, Paniki have...
I can sit on the fence on this one.
Yeah. Both had some good games this year. At home, I might just pick Paniki on the home side there, 12 and under.
Nice. You get the final one. The Axemen and Hutt Old Boys Marist.
That's a tough one. Like the Axemen, they're a good team. I've refereed Hutt Old Boys many times a few years ago, and they're always solid as well. So it's early season, so I think either or could win that game.
ID, I've got one of these in my hand. If I stick it in here, this will be good. What's the rule around this year? What, are you have to wear them or what?
That's exactly where it should be for all players.
Righto.
So New Zealand safety variation that everyone should wear them. Actually really good. It'd be helpful if ACC maybe come out and said if you don't wear them we're not going to pay, but they don't. But this year we're being much more adamant around people actually having to wear them, not in the socks. And there's a process now where our referees can penalise and sin bin and even red card if required.
I was going to say, can you put people off the field? Can you stop the game and send them off the field?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happens if they don't have one? They stay off, or
They will not come back on with that
Okay.
one.
Okay.
And then if there's further violations during the game, that the penalty can escalate right through to a red card.
Okay.
So it's serious. The rugby union, right from New Zealand down, is taking the issue much more seriously this year, which is good. We need that support because we don't want, as referees, just to be dealing with that problem in the middle.
Yep.
It's not. We've got enough to deal without doing that, but we're involved, so we have to do it. I think it's just positive for the whole rugby community. So let's everyone get in behind it and do it.
Fantastic. Give us that 0800 number again. or
0800 referee.
Yep.
And then we will just accommodate for whatever someone wants, whether it's refereeing in one located area, only once a month, whatever it may be. We would love people to come and join us.
Ian Dallas, Ryan McLean, Ben O'Keefe. Thanks, fellas. Good luck
Welcome.
from the weeks coming ahead. Swindale Shield round 4 kicks off. All games at 2:45 this weekend. Ross Bond, Wellington Rugby TV.